Oh, is it recording?
Yeah. Okay. What do we got? What do we got? What are we doing? What are we doing today?
We're going to talk about UFOs. Extraterrestrials. Wow, I can't say it right.
Well, it was an April morning, listening on to my side. While we were tired from the sleepless night, he told me things that I would know and wonder why. When on this April morning, I can't believe my eyes. Magic Madam Hill, come to show me power. Oh baby, baby, love you every hour. I feel so good with you, never gonna let you go. I want you, I need you, oh baby.
Look in the sky. I looked up, see something, see it shining real bright, and all of a sudden and it's gone.
Really?
Yeah, it was right there. Something, I don't know what the hell it was. Something was shiny, and all of a sudden it's gone, it vanished, just like that.
How's it going, horror fans? This is Nightway,
I'm Jersey.
and what are we going to talk about now? Something really cool.
ETs. UFOs.
What was that? Yeah, you know. Okay, we're gonna be talking about UFOs and ETs, everything like that. I got it from a book. This book right here, what we're talking about. I'll probably blur it out because I don't have no permission from the Bible. But I mean, I started reading this, and right from the first chapter, it caught me. So we're going to talk a little bit about what this kind of entails, and it's pretty interesting to see what this guy has to say. The only thing we'll tell you about this book is that it was written by a guy. Until he gives us some sponsorship.
We received a disc from extraterrestrials. This particular one that I had to work on, or didn't work on, was from the thing that crashed. And that was later on taken to a Nevada test site where, at the time, I didn't know.
Were there any alien bodies recovered?
No bodies. There were 4 live, feeling good guys.
4 live extraterrestrials?
4 live, feeling good extraterrestrial type individuals, yes.
And where were those 4 extraterrestrials taken?
Initially, they were taken in New Mexico.
Alright, and we got a special guest, and say hello, special guest. We can't say who he is. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello. Our guest today, he's the one that introduced me to this book, which is really cool. Now, what do you think's the most intriguing part of this book? Like, people don't really know.
The thing that really caught my attention is how much nobody knows. A lot of it is ignored, or a lot of it is not organized enough, so that, you know, you have a lot of investigators, UFO investigators, paranormal researchers, you know, that kind of thing. They each have their individual theories, and so they kind of tend to pursue those proofs for those theories. The author, he kind of opened the windows to everything, you know, kind of organized it. He touches on a lot of things, you know, different things that really almost have nothing to do with aliens. He talks about the wealthy, he talks about the Nazis, he talks about, you know, ancient history, and all these other things where you think they don't really have a connection.
Nazis. No, that is weird, because he brings that up. You know, a lot of people think that Nazis were a long time ago.
Exactly. But apparently they have a big history that's not just kind of a racial, having to do with racial purity and that kind of thing, but also in a sense almost like a religious context too, and to connect them with kind of a, you know, this strange science, you know, it kind of brings it into a different kind of focus. But then you think about mind control. You think about, you know, people can predict the future, people past lives, and it's almost like, you know, you can forget it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything to real life. Or you can kind of put it as another part of the puzzle, you know, and it's, in a funny way, it kind of fits.
There is something out there that was close enough to be observed, and what could it be?
Traveling alongside Apollo 11 was a mysterious object, like this one filmed in a later mission. If the object wasn't part of Apollo's rocket, it could be only one thing: a UFO.
NASA knew very little about the object reported by the Apollo 11 crew. It was obviously an unidentified flying object, but such objects were not uncommon, and the history of even Earth orbit space flights going back over the previous years indicated that several crews saw objects.
One of the things that really I found fascinating in this book was really cool is about remote viewing.
Ah, yes.
That is crazy.
Yes.
The third eye, like the mind's eye. Remote viewing, I mean, you'd really have to have an open mind to really...
Something like remote viewing is one of those other things that really kind of came out of, or included in its beginnings, looking for the enemy. But the thing is they were looking with the mind, they were looking for things that, what they were doing, they were given target. And people just, they would go into, I don't know, a trance, or they would, sometimes it wasn't even a trance, sometimes they would just think, they would just kind of sit there, think, kind of just blank out their minds, and then they would start seeing things, their heads, images, and they would just start talking about it.
They have like this area you can go in. So I've worked there in that area too before. And we're passing it. It's like a research area is what it is. And when I've been there in that place, as soon as you walk in, they tell you, do not, whatever you do not go off the path. There's mines and shit, you know, in this area. So they escort you everywhere, wherever you go over there. But we weren't working, we were just passing by. We were coming from, working in Mescalero is where I was working at the time. We're on our way back, we had finished the job, and fell asleep, and that's when we seen that. They woke me up, seen something shiny in the sky, and it just disappeared. Just like that, like nothing, man.
I mean, just the simple fact we can't see gamma rays with our senses. We can't smell them, we can't see them, we can't touch them, we can't see ultraviolet rays, really. We don't know what they are. We're affected by them. You know, we get skin cancer or stuff. You know, these things are right with us, but we don't see them. They're machines. They're like they totally ride some of these things. You know, they come through. Several people several investigators have come up with an idea that maybe when people see these things at night or in the day, they change colors. You know, sometimes they have a definite pattern of color. They'll go from red to green to white, and then white to green to red. You know, kind of like that. You know, and they'll do that. And people were kind of puzzled. What is that? But someone thought, hey, well maybe this thing isn't actually coming from somewhere. It's actually materializing out of one reality into another. And so what we're seeing, because it's changing from one color to another, is as it's materializing, it's coming from maybe from a level of where you can see X-rays. So that it's a certain color, and it's coming into our reality, so it's changing color into a color that we recognize.